Okay, so picking up from where we left off, um, as I said, this is actually the design table is basically an Excel spreadsheet, so you can set that up so like all these points are controlled by a spreadsheet, and you can change them if you want to. But that that would be a topic for another time. So what we want to do is take this sketch and just do an extrude. So if I come over to here and just hit the extrude button, it says it's asking me to select a sketch so that you can do the extrude. And right now it's doing a blind extrude in this direction shown here. And I'm just going to put in 10 for, and then just hit accept that. So now you can see that just if I click on this edge, yeah, you can see down the bottom there's 10 inches. So that we just took that shape and extruded it 10 inches. All right, so now what about if we want to do a revolve? So in this case, I'm going to pick the front, put the front, and click on the front plane right here, and click on sketch. So that's going to create a new sketch. And then I'm going to fly that out and pick a center line. And you can see that icon. See, if I make it approximately horizontal, it kind of snaps to horizontal, and you get the little horizontal icon. And if I go this way, it's putting in a vertical icon. And that just means that it's called a geometric constraint. That's a geometric constraint. So that line will always be vertical. I can change the length of it or change where the endpoints are, but it will always be vertical. So that, there's all kinds of geometric constraint like tangencies, concentric, perpendicular, parallel, and so on. So generally when you create a sketch, you want to use both geometric constraints and then dimensional constraints. So usually you put the geometric constraints in first, like on this line right here. I'm not in that sketch, I'm in a different sketch, but that would have a horizontal constraint. And then when you have the geometric constraints in, then you can add the dimensions in. All right, so now I want to have this, I'm going to put in a dimension here. This will be a dimensional constraint. I'm going to go from that point to that point right there, and maybe I'll make that 2 inches. Okay, so now if I look down the bottom here, it says fully defined. So at this point, I'll get out of the sketch, and I'm going to look at this from a little bit of an angle like that. And now, instead of doing the extrude, we'll do revolve. Okay, so it's picked that line. Actually, I had that line picked already, so I'm going to restart that just to show you how. Yeah, so now it says pick a plane on which to sketch the feature cross-section. So that's going to be that one right there. Now notice that by default it was looking for something to rotate about, so it actually rotated about that bottom edge, which is a straight line. So if I accept it there, right, so now you can see I have this kind of teardrop shape, right, from that revolve. And so let's go back. And what I want to do instead is I'm going to click on the revolve. Nice thing is you can always go back and edit things. So I'm going to edit the feature. And the line that it chose by default is not the line that I want. So I'm going to click this axis of revolution and delete that line. And then I'll pick this line right here. Okay? So now you can see the type of object I have. It's kind of like a frisbee type shape. And right, and if I want to, I can take a cross section of that. So I'm just going to pick on this button, and so this is, in a sense, it gives me a view, and I can kind of move this back and forth, or I can click on, these different planes here. And I click on that one and accept this. All right, so now I have, it's like I took a slice through it. I haven't actually changed the part. This is just for viewing purposes. Excuse me, that section. So this is especially useful. This is especially useful if you want to look inside the interior of an assembly. And I'm going to have to stop here and pick up with the next video.